Hello, in my last video I thought I'd try something different, and what I did was I walked around Middleton Lakes with my cameras and I shared my camera settings. In that video I said that I would also show how I edit one of my photos, just so you could get the full process of start to finish. Because the video was so long and I probably waffled on and talked too much rubbish, I decided to make this video separate. So I'm going to jump straight into Lightroom and show you how I edit a couple of the photos. Okay, so the first photo I want to edit is just this one of a grey heron. So the first thing I'll do is I'll just crop. I think I'm going to go with a square for this one, a 1x1. And I think I'll just put him straight bang in the middle. Once I've done that, I'll try and get the colours kind of right. Now what I sometimes do is I sometimes go to a shot and try auto and see what that brings it out like as a starting point, which it's not too bad, but it's a little bit yellow. So if I just increase the blues a little bit and then drop some of the yellows and oranges. I normally like to try it first, see what it looks like. I don't really like that. If I click on auto, what happens then? It just goes really bright. So if I click the vibrance down and the whites, no, it's not really for me. So I'll restart again. So if I press reset, crop and crop into a square, like that. Bring up the exposure a little bit and then just bring down the vibrance. Bring up the shadows and just maybe add a little bit of warmth to it. Go around there and maybe increase the whites and just drop the highlights just a little bit. Add a little bit of texture, a tiny little bit of clarity. And then I might just drop the saturation a little bit. And that's it. That's all I want to do for this one. So if I go to my before and after, you can see I haven't really done an awful lot to it. I've just kind of dropped the blues a bit more. Maybe there's a little bit too much orange in there, so I might drop that down a little bit as well. Orange or yellows. Yeah, something like that. And that's all I'm going to do for that one. Keep it nice and simple. Okay, the next photo that I want to show you how I edit is this photo of blue tit on the bulrushes. So again, straight into the crop mode, and I'll keep that as the original size, but I'll just bring it in. So it's the original format, but bring it in. No, I won't, because at that end of the photo there's not really a lot going on, so we'll try a different one and we'll try the square again. Yeah, that's better. So with this one again, I will try the auto white balance as shot as auto, and it kind of makes it a bit drab. So if you change it to daylight, it's not too bad. Auto, it goes a bit yellow. Let's introduce a little bit more, some of the cold back into that. Yeah, I kind of like that. Drop the vibrance a little bit, and It's a little bit green. I can see a little bit of a green tint, so we'll just drop the greens a little bit. Around there, I think. Now what I'll do then is I'll go up to my settings. I've got like an appearance kind of pack where they make slight adjustments. So the first thing I'll do is I'll apply a lens correction on it, and all that does is it removes the chromatic aberration and enables the profile corrections with one click. So that's all that does. I will then try the dynamic range. I've got dynamic range and heavy dynamic range. I'm going to leave them as they are. But by messing with that, I realised that maybe the highlights are a bit too much. So I'll drop them down a little bit. And the whites. I'm not going to add that soft vignette. Further down in my presets, I've got like a more faint vignette, like that one, and I'll use that. And what that does is kind of brings more attention to the middle of the photo. I think that is all I'm going to do. Maybe just bring up the exposure a little bit, drop the contrast, and add a little bit of de-ice. And I think that's it. That's all I'm going to do for that one. So if I show you the before and after, there's not a massive deal of change in there, just a little bit more brighter in the middle. Yeah, so that's all I'm going to do on that one. So I only want to go over those two images and show you how I edited them. But while I've got you on, what I want to do is just run you through some of my presets. I have got a big preset pack for sale, and it's really cheap. I think it's £10 only, and I think there's over 450 presets, and you can see all down there. There are a lot of them, but I'm not going to run you through every single one of them because there's just no need at the moment. But what I did want to show you is my appearance kind of pack that comes with that, and it's kind of like a quick fix pack. So I'll just run you through the first 16 little tools and show you what they do. So let's take this photo for instance. I haven't picked a photo by choice, I've just picked a random photo. So we'll crop this photo just so we can see what's going on a little bit better. So bring it down, I don't know, that'll do. So all I've done so far is just crop the photo. So going on to the appearance section, my first kind of prep is lens correction. Now without and with, you can't really see much of a difference, but what that actually does, by applying that, all it does really is clicks on the remove chromatic aberration and enables the profile corrections for your camera. So obviously this was taken on the Sony 200 to 600mm lens, and which profile is using the right lens for this photo. The next thing is dynamic range. Now the first one is just normal dynamic range, and then you have heavy dynamic range. So there's two kind of different settings there. You can choose which one you prefer if you want to use that, for instance. So I'm going to click on the heavy dynamic range. Then you've got your basic adjustment boost, and what that does is just adds, you know, more colour to it and just adjusts your colour really. Now all of these are adjustable. So the basic adjustment boost, to bring that down if it's a little bit too much, you just use the slider at the top, and we'll leave it something like that. The next one is faded blacks, and what it does is it does what it says. It reduces the blacks. So sometimes the blacks can be too much. So with the faded blacks, it will reduce that. So we'll use the faded blacks. What I'll probably do on this kind of instance is show you a bit of every one and then show you a before and after if I use every kind of little tool. Next one is a soft vignette. Like I said, I'm going to use every one and show you what it does. So we'll apply that soft vignette. Now again, these are all adjustable. So that becomes a mask. So if I click on the masks, you will see there is the soft adjustable vignette. So I can bring that exposure down or up. If I click on it, you can bring it down or up. So we'll leave it at that. Then you've got a heavy vignette, which is the same. So it's just one's darker than the other. So again, if I was to click that, I'd just go up to the masks and alter that. I've got an adjustable sky ND filter, and that obviously will lower the brightness in the sky if needed. Now, because we've darkened the sky already in this, all it's doing is darkening it even more. So there's no real need to apply that on this photo. And then you've got an adjustable soft sun filter. Now, say for instance the bird was the sun. If we apply that, what it does is again creates a mask. So if I click on the mask and then move it, he says, say where the sun would be, what that does is it kind of just softens the brightness of the sun. So if the sun was really bright and kind of like, you know, being blown out, that kind of adds a little bit of a fix to that. So we won't use that on the bird because obviously it's not the sun. Then we have soft glow, which is again what it says. So we'll apply that soft glow. Vibrant sky. Warm highlights and cool shadows. Clarifying, and what the clarifying does, it adds more clarity, a little, sorts out the dehaze a little bit, and kind of gives the photo, or makes the photo a lot sharper. Sometimes it can overdo it. So again, with this one, you can just turn that down if it's too much. You can change the color grade. I've got a color grade set in there for warm, and a strong contrast and a strong sharpening. But I think we're going to leave it at that. Now, if just going back up to the histogram, if we look at that there, we can see that it's kind of blowing out. Well, sorry, the blacks are being crushed. So we just raise that up so both sides of the histogram are clear. And if we zoom in, we can see that, you know, the highlights aren't blown out. So if I just go now before and after, you can see there's quite a bit of a difference by just clicking on those appearance settings. Now I will go over the next lot of appearance settings just while I've got this image up, and these are After Effects, and what they kind of do is add different parts of light. So I've got both sides darken, darken even more, and then even more. I've got top and foreground darken, center light warm, and different places from where the lights come. The light comes on the screen, and again all these are masks, so you can move the masks around if it's not in the right place, or decrease or increase the intensity. So you've got lots of different kind of these lights which help add a bit more oomph to a photo, if you know what I mean. Sometimes they're a bit flat, and you need kind of a light coming from some kind of side, and it does add a nice little touch now and then. We've got a few more colour settings in here, such as colour, drab, change the blue tones. Click off that. I can change the blue tones, desaturate the greens, darken moody, foreground darken, left darken, super bright warm, and then you've got the vignettes, the light vignettes, which are very, very slight but also quite effective. So that's all I'm going to go over in this video, just the first two sections of my presets. Like I said, if you are interested in buying my presets, you get something like 450 presets, all of these appearance fixes, and then obviously in my next section I have auto quick fixes, which will automatically give you a start point for your photos without, you know, adjusting too much into your photos. And then you've got like the presets, which I've kind of tried to organise into some kind of like sections. It's a bit wrong for me to kind of advertise and show you what these do now, being as I've already made a lot of changes to that photo. But you have autumn settings, mountains and valleys, woodlands, and then I've got different colours. So if your photo is mainly blue, these are kind of like the blue ones. I've got the greens, landscapes, reds, yellows. I've got lots of monotones like black and whites, some street ones for street photography. But like I said, you can use these on any photo. And then you've got like twin tones, which are, as what they say, just mainly two-tone colours. What else have I got? And then there's an extreme kind of setting somewhere. I've left all these open. There's an extreme setting where it really pushes the boundaries on them. But all these are like adjustable. You can bring the amounts down. So that's it. So thanks for watching. I hope you maybe learned a couple of things. If not, I'll try a bit harder next time. So before and after, that's that. Thanks for watching. Until next time.